This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. Glad to have you with us on this Wednesday. Work week is halfway through. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Matter.
I'm Ray Collins. We've got all eyes on the news right now.
Oh, good one.
The jokes continue.
I was sitting here thinking, what kind of joke is Ray going to throw me?
The library opens at 9 a.m. No, you look great. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, my eye cut it a little bit on my cornea.
That sounds painful.
It is not very comfortable whatsoever.
Poor
So
thing.
these glasses are here for the week. Make a little small appearance and then back to some contacts next week.
All right. Let's get the first alert forecast now. Here's meteorologist John Scalzi.
Well, we're looking at some pretty quiet conditions across the Suncoast this morning, that's for certain. Drier air has moved in, and it is in place, limiting our rain shower chances today. We'll look at mostly sunny skies as dawn breaks, and we'll look for little chance of rainfall till around the noontime hour when there's perhaps a 20 or 30% chance of rain. That's about it. Then everything moves inland. Complete forecast in a minute.
All right, checking first alert traffic now, John. We see some problems there on State Road 70 westbound as you head toward 301, and it clears up magically. Farther south now into Sarasota County. Only a red blip there is at the 301-41 turn at Mound. Farther south, all clear. 6:01 on your Wednesday morning.
Topping our news this morning with schools back in session across the Suncoast, violence and bullying can unfortunately be a part of the new school year, with reported attacks happening across the country.
Suncoast students are learning how to fight back before they're put in one of those unfortunate situations. Let's go live out of Fruitville Road. Jess Dowdrick outside of the Clark's Self-Defense. Jess?
Good morning, Jacqueline and Ray. I've showed you guys two different self-defense techniques that students are learning, and believe it or not, it's the same moves that adults are learning. That way, if something happens when they're on their way to school, on the playground, or wherever they may be, they're prepared to protect themselves. Here's a third one I want to show you today. In this scenario, the victim is attacked from behind, but is able to turn and identify her attacker. Then the man threatens to choke the victim, but the victim keeps her hands at face level to slap, hit, and keep the attacker's hands away from her. From there, the woman tries to pin the attacker's arm so she can fight back using quick, short strikes. Then she hooks the attacker's arm, slamming him to the ground. She consistently throws knees and punches through the fight until she can get away.
Kids these days, high school, even middle school level, people are bringing things to school that shouldn't be there. You hear about it all the time. People are bringing knives to school, guns to school, and it's really important to know what to do if that situation happens.
Now, of course, our student demonstrators were not available to do the demonstration for you because they are all back in school, but Clark recommends that not just kids, but adults as well, when they're running, that they keep their headphones out of their ears. That way they're fully aware of what's happening around them. Now, coming up at 6:30 in just a few minutes, I'll show you yet another move. For now, reporting live in Sarasota, Jess Dowdrick, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, good tips. Thank you, Jess.
Now to that explosive news conference at Trump Tower yesterday. President Donald Trump reigniting the firestorm over controversy over his response to the deadly violence in Virginia.
The president said one side was having a peaceful rally while counter-protesters sparked the conflict. ABC's Emily Rao has details.
That was a horrible, horrible day. Wait a minute, I'm not finished. I'm not finished, fake news.
President Trump defending his decision to wait 2 days to condemn the white supremacist in Charlottesville by name.
I didn't wait long. I wanted to make sure, unlike most politicians, that what I said was correct, not make a quick statement.
The president not addressing the fact the First Lady, his daughter Ivanka Trump, and the Vice President all condemned the racism before he did, but instead seeming to once again spread the blame.
What about the alt-left that came charging at the, as you say, the alt-right? Do they have any semblance of guilt?
President Trump also defending some of the initial protesters who took to the streets in the Unite the Right rally.
I've condemned neo-Nazis. I've condemned many different groups, but not all of those people were neo-Nazis, believe me.
Reaction to the president's latest comments, swift. Republican Speaker of the House Paul Ryan saying we must be clear. White supremacy is repulsive. This bigotry is counter to all this country stands for. There can be no moral ambiguity.
I watched the press conference and said, get your shoes on, we're leaving, and we came down.
And hundreds of demonstrators once again gathering at Trump Tower. But from the former leader of the KKK, immediate praise. David Duke thanking the president on Twitter for his honesty and courage.
And this morning, the fallout continues. Now 6 members have pulled out of the president's manufacturing council. President Trump brushing off those departures and biting back, saying the companies are just embarrassed because they outsource manufacturing. Emily Rao, ABC News, Washington.
New details this morning on the public memorial service set for today for the woman killed in the Charlottesville car attack. Services honoring Heather Heyer will be held at the city's Paramount Theater. 32-year-old Heyer was killed when a car plowed into a crowd of counter-protesters at that white nationalist rally. Heyer's father, Mark, has a message for the suspected driver who hit and killed his daughter.
I don't hold any ill will toward this young fella that did this. He's stupid, okay? He's only 20 years old. He don't have sense enough to make a lifelong decision about nothing. You know, I forgive him. Flat out, I forgive him.
The suspected driver, James Alex Fields Jr., is facing second-degree murder among many other charges. Fields had his first hearing on Monday and is due back in court next week. No bond was set as he remains behind bars this morning.
In Houston, the mayor there is calling for a review of all the city's Confederate monuments. Now, Mayor Sylvester Turner says he does not want to commit to a full removal, but wants to evaluate the appropriateness of each monument. This comes after a petition with 5,000 names calling for a full removal of statues. Houston is home to the Spirit of the Confederacy Monument. The statue was put up in 1908 by the Daughters of the Confederacy. And police have arrested this woman in connection to pulling down a Confederate statue in Durham, North Carolina. 22-year-old Takia Thompson facing felony charges for property damage. Now watch this. Police say this cell phone video caught her tying a rope around the statue before the crowd brought it down. Protesters demanded police not charge Thompson, but the sheriff said she will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law.
Here in Florida, the Coast Guard now releasing video of the moments that crews rescued a man from a 550-foot tanker nearly 13 miles west of Egmont Key. Crew members on the tanker called for help, saying the man was suffering from symptoms of a heart attack. A boat from Station Cortez and Manatee and a helicopter from Clearwater were both launched. The chopper hoisted the man and flew him to Tampa General Hospital, where he remains in stable condition.
And new numbers on Florida tourism show an increase over last year at this time. For the first 6 months of the year, we had 61 million visitors. That's about 4% more than last year. The numbers also showed that increases from other states, while the foreign tourist numbers are slightly down. You might recall earlier this year, some GOP lawmakers wanted to cut funding to Florida's tourism marketing agency by 2/3, but were able to reach a deal with Governor Scott to keep the agency's budget intact. That's 10 million visitors a month statewide.
Yeah.
Grasp that.
Wow.
It's a lot of money.
That's true.
A lot of money coming in.
Bringing
Bring
the
us
money.
down. Glad to see it.
Keep coming.
Keep on coming. Showers in the forecast. We'll talk about that in the second.
All right, also still ahead, the latest in Suncoast First Alert traffic and wanted more bus drivers on the school buses.
We'll take a look at how some districts around the country are trying to fill these seats sooner rather than later when we come back.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. AndServices.com. AndServices.com.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Get the hottest deals of the year during the summer clearance event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. The all-new Chrysler Pacifica is the KBB 2017 Best Buy Award overall winner and was recently named Consumer Digest Best Buy Minivan for 2017. Get yours today for just $24,999 or get America's Best Value, a new Dodge Journey for as little as $15,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
Join the fun at the Weddings of Sarasota 17th Annual Wedding Show at the iconic Sarasota Municipal Auditorium on US 41. Sunday, August 27th from noon to 4. Enjoy food, fun, and entertainment with a runway show on stage at 3 p.m. $2,000 in Weddings of Sarasota dollars given out after the runway show. You must be present to win. Pre-register at weddingsofsarasota.com. Brides and grooms are free if registered by midnight on August 25th. Weddings of Sarasota. Register today.
ABC 7 News at 7 weeknights.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com. A-N-D services.com.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Special thanks to all the viewers who have sent in photos to my Facebook page, John Scalzi, ABC 7. I'm trying to get as many of them on the air as possible. Today I'm featuring this one from Jan Kathy Pritchard. It's a siesta sunrise. I am told Jan is a faithful fan of the Sunrise Show and particularly likes our Florida sunrises, and I couldn't agree more. I think sunrises are perhaps even more pretty than sunsets here in Florida. Thank you, Jan, for sending this one in. Our current conditions outside are steamy, 80 degrees already at this time of the morning with a dew point value of 75, making it feel really sticky outside. We don't have any rain showers, and we will have lots of sunshine as we see sunrise. Calm winds right now will shift westerly this afternoon, and will stay that way right straight through the afternoon. We have a few scattered showers well down to our south. None of them threaten the Suncoast. And as we head into the mid-morning hours, we have only a slight chance at seeing any of those showers develop along our coastline. This tan color that you see here, that's dry air. And it is filtering in across the center part of the state of Florida, reducing our rainfall chances once again today. So we'll have plenty of steamy weather out there, but only minimal rain chances. Gert, one of the reasons for that, the strong hurricane becoming even stronger. Potential here exists for a Category 200-mile-per-hour wind storm with this system as it moves out into the open waters of the Atlantic. Really of no issue to the United States other than there is a rip current risk all along the coastline, and there could be some very minor beach erosion from the mid-Atlantic on up to the northeast, but nothing terribly serious. The rip current's the biggest problem. For us, high pressure is the dominant weather feature, absolutely. And as Gert continues to pull away, we'll start to see this high perhaps sink a little bit further south, a little bit further to the west, and relax its grip a little over the state of Florida. Drier air aloft will be replaced with a little bit more moisture, and we will return to our typical thunderstorm chances of 40%. 50% as we head into the weekend. But for today and the next several days, it's dry out there, and we'll get a couple of showers building, but they are generally pushed toward the other coast. So we look for dry conditions with only limited shower chances, lots of sunshine, UV index is high, and a very active tropics. 1, 2, 3 systems, 3 tropical waves that we monitor out in the open Atlantic. Each of them has potential to develop. The first 2 on forecast tracks. Well, the first one will probably stay well south of Florida. The second one has forecast tracks that are a little more interesting and demand our attention. That has a wide spread in those forecast tracks down the line. So I advise you keep abreast of the forecast as you head into the weekend. Of course, with our first alert forecasting system, we will let you know as soon as possible if there's any threat to the state of Florida, but currently there is not. Looking at a 30% chance of showers over the next several days, and your first alert weather forecast calls for increasing rain chances as we head into next week. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, John. Taking a look at traffic, looks like 301 heading southbound in Manatee County, seeing some more cars on the roadway. I-75 and 41 looking good on your morning commute. In South County, some slowdowns on Bee Ridge Road and up towards 301 as you're heading towards Manatee County. 41 looking good as you're heading into South County, pretty quiet throughout that area. 616 on your Wednesday morning. As kids across the country head back to school, how they're actually getting there is becoming a challenge for many school districts, with a school bus driver shortage affecting cities across the country.
Here on the Suncoast, the Manatee County School District still needs 10 to 15 more drivers. In Sarasota County, the district has several jobs on their website for bus drivers. ABC's Maggie Rowley shows us some incentives to get more drivers behind the wheel.
Across the country, the pressure is on to find school bus drivers before that first day bell rings. Educators in Hawaii call it an unexpected crisis, leaving parents scrambling to figure out how they'll get their kids to school.
For us working parents, we could lose our job because of that.
In Florida, districts are turning to mechanics and school supervisors to hop in the driver's seat.
Anybody that's available that is qualified that can operate the bus will be out on the road.
And they're desperate for drivers in Denver.
It's been going on for over a year now.
This year, the city's still looking for at least 40 more school bus drivers. And like other areas in need, they're offering bonuses and pay raises, even recruiting stay-at-home parents, telling them they can bring along any preschool children they have at home.
We're seeing some school districts having to cut school bus routes or consolidate them, having fewer stops.
Experts say there are multiple factors. The long process to get a commercial driver's license, in most states up to 12 weeks. Salaries, many newer drivers make about $50 a day. And split shifts, working at least 2 different times each day. But it's not about the money for Julie Castle, a bus driver in Denver. She says it's about the bond she makes with the children on her bus that keeps her coming back.
For me, I think it's a great job.
According to a recent survey, 22% of bus contractors are calling the shortage severe, and 5% are saying they are desperate to find new drivers. Maggie Rowley, ABC News, New York.
Luckily, more kids don't take buses. Only a third of local kids take the bus in the first place. So,
that's right.
Yeah. Also up next, by the way, we're going to show some pictures of kids on their first day of school. And also still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, a full solar eclipse set for Monday.
We'll take a look at the measures being taken to make sure people stay safe when we come back.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School, serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
It's Lincoln's summer sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sport Utility for $269 per month, or a 2017 MKZ for $299 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We're located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Attention! Royal Seas Cruises has just announced their deal of the day, a $99 Caribbean cruise for 2 people. This amazing cruise deal to the Bahamas is only available to the first 500 callers who register in your area today. So get ready to write down this number and act fast. We know that the best type of traveler is a repeat guest, so we're offering this $99 Caribbean cruise to prove it. That's $99 per couple, including your stateroom, all your delicious meals, full spa, live entertainment, 3 kids clubs, and more. Come see why we were voted one of the top 10 best overall cruises by Cruise Critic. We're so sure you'll enjoy yourself and become a repeat customer that you're getting this deal of the day for the unbelievable low price of just $99 per couple. But you've got to act fast. Pick up the phone and be one of the first 500 callers to take the Caribbean cruise of a lifetime for just $99 per couple. Call right now or log on to royalcruisenow.com.
Call 800-906-0489.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
I'm Alan Cohn. The Sarasota County Company is honored at the White House. South County companies are hiring, but what kind of jobs are they, and do they pay enough to live on?
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Love to get your back-to-school pictures. There's little Kendall Perkins from the Imagine School in Palmer Ranch.
How cute. She looks like she is very thrilled to be on her way to school.
At the pose. There's the little Joseph Jacobelli, Brentwood Elementary School. Thank you for that picture.
I like his sign. It says, "Watch out, 2nd grade."
Yeah, and Mia Nicole Vasquez, great picture of her. Colorful outfit. She's got her backpack, her lunchbox. She is good to go. Hey, send us your pictures, and this is how you can do it.
Yeah, you can go to our Facebook page, send it to Ray, John, or myself. You can send us all your back-to-school pictures. And also tomorrow, we will have some of our back-to-school pictures. Those are pretty entertaining.
Yes, you don't want to miss John Scalzi's picture. It's tomorrow on Good Morning Suncoast.
I know. Looking forward to it.
Welcome back, 622 right now.
Next Monday's full solar eclipse has police and other emergency services on high alert.
Yeah, it's got some fallout. ABC's Steve Osanami has a preview of this unique event.
In this morning's GMA First Look, millions of Americans pouring into those few American cities with the best possible view of the coming eclipse. Local police, hospitals, and emergency medical services in those cities are on high alert.
We're kind of throwing everything at it.
In some cities, they're preemptively declaring a state of disaster, a maneuver that allows them to call on the National Guard to help direct the masses of people.
If, a police department in a certain area is overwhelmed and they need us to come help set up traffic control checkpoints, we're ready to do that.
The Red Cross has resources in place all along the eclipse zone.
The 7 million people who will be traveling to see the eclipse across 12 states will definitely be going into towns and different areas that are not accustomed to seeing this influx of people.
And we'll have more on the eclipse zone high alert coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Steve Osansami, ABC News, Blairsville, Georgia.
I have asthma, one of many pieces in my life. So when my asthma symptoms kept coming back on my long-term control medicine, I talked to my doctor and found a missing piece in my asthma treatment with Brio.
Once daily Brio prevents asthma symptoms. Brio's for adults with asthma not well controlled on a long-term asthma control medicine, like an inhaled corticosteroid. Brio won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. Brio is specifically designed to open up airways to improve breathing for a full 24 hours. Brio contains a type of medicine that increases the risk of death from asthma problems and may increase the risk of hospitalization in children and adolescents. Brio is not for people whose asthma is well controlled on a long-term asthma control medicine, like an inhaled corticosteroid. Once your asthma is well controlled, your doctor will decide if you can stop Brio and prescribe a different asthma control medicine, like an inhaled corticosteroid. Do not take Brio more than prescribed. See your doctor if your asthma does not improve or gets worse.
Ask your doctor if 24-hour Brio could be a missing piece for you. See if you're eligible to pay no more than $10 a month.
Hi, I'm Alan Bristow. This is Chef Bob Vitello. We're with Publix Aprons Cooking School. Bob, what do you got for us today?
We're going to do a little tiki chicken skewers with pineapple rice.
Sounds great.
Sounds pretty impressive, doesn't
Good
it?
to me.
Where do you see this? Now, pineapple rice, real easy, everybody. Cook some white rice and pineapple juice, okay? I have it almost done cooking back here. We're going to add a little bit more pineapple juice to that, a little nice diced red pepper, and some scallions. And then you just fold that in and you put that on the side because our skewer is going to go over the top of it. Now, to make the skewers, we are going to take the Publix deli chicken tenders.
Fantastic dish. They are great.
We've been eating. You only needed 3. We bought 12. We ate the rest.
We ate them all.
But anyways, cut them up into nice pieces like this. We're going to make skewers. And then you take some pineapple, cut that up, you know, pretty big to make the skewers, and then some red peppers. Now, what you want to do, you should soak the skewers so they don't burn. Sometimes people do, sometimes they don't. I tend to do that. So this is pretty tough here. Everybody watch. We're going to start with the pointed end, number 1. We're going to start with the chicken and try and get it all the way down. And you know, try and cut the pineapple and the red pepper about the same size, you know, each, so it looks nice. Then we're just going to keep going, just like so. We'll put another piece of pineapple this way. We'll put some red pepper this way, and then one more piece of chicken. And then if we have if this is one of our cooking school recipes, which it's not, but if we do it in the cooking school, you do that 88 more times because everybody gets 2. So now you have a bunch of these left, and then we take some teriyaki marinade. All right, you can buy it, you can make it. You know, it says to buy it here. Take one of our cooking school classes. We'll show you how to make it, and we're going to put a little bit of marinade, not much on here. Remember, everything's cooked now, so we just kind of want to heat this through. We're going to put this on our grill pan and go.
Well, thank you, Bob. That looks like a great dish. Be sure to stop by Publix Aprons Simple Meals kiosk starting tomorrow to pick up this great recipe with all the ingredients and enjoy.
Well, thanks, Alan.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Discover all the reasons the experts love Subaru during the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru is the best overall brand for 2 years running and the most trusted brand for 3 years running, according to Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com. Right now, you can lease one of Subaru's most versatile vehicles, the Subaru Crosstrek, for as little as $189 a month, or get 0% financing. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Consumer Cellular makes it easy to stay in touch with family and stay within our budget.
Now our cell phone bill is only a fraction of what it used to be.
Our average customers get everything they need for about $25 a month, and plans start at only $10 a month with no contracts.
Consumer Cellular has a great choice of phones. Check out my new one.
I picked this simple phone.
I use my son's old smartphone. Kept my number, too.
Consumer Cellular has been an approved AARP provider since 2008, and members get exclusive discounts.
It's a good thing Consumer Cellular is always there, because sometimes I need a little help.
Sometimes. We're proud to have received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service among non-contract wireless providers.
Over the years, we've seen a lot of change.
We actually use change. Luckily, there are some things we can still afford.
Like Consumer Cellular.
Stop paying too much for wireless service. Switch now, and for a limited time, get a $20 credit on any new line of service. Call 1-800-920-3084. Go online or visit a Target store today.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffrey Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Start your day with a new Good Morning Suncoast team. Weekdays starting at 5 a.m.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, along with the new school year comes unwanted violence and bullying. We'll have a live report on how to keep your kids safe.
Plus, work is underway to build a bridge for bikers, joggers, and walkers over Laurel Road. By next summer, those on the Legacy Trail won't have to wait for traffic to stop.
And the first Florida team to take home a water skiing championship is back on the Suncoast. We'll hear from team members after their big win. Your Suncoast News starts right now.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
A pretty sunrise developing here on the Suncoast. Some orange on your screen right now.
Very bright and vibrant this morning.
Yeah, underneath that is the city of Sarasota, by the way. Very nice. Good morning. It is 6:31 on this Wednesday. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. Thanks so much for joining us. Let's check in with First Alert meteorologist John Scalzi. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, pretty nice start to the day, I'd say. Not much of a chance of any kind of rainfall around, and there's really a lot of blue sky out there currently. A little bit of leftover debris cloud from yesterday's activity over on the other coast. You can kind of see that dissipating as we progress through the nighttime on our satellite view, but there's still in areas of patchy clouds. We'll look for little chance of rainfall till around the noontime hour, when there's a slight chance of rainfall. Really, the rain chance is way below average for this time of year. Daytime highs, though, again, warm near 90. Complete forecast details coming up in a few minutes.
All right, talk to you soon, John. Checking First Alert traffic now in Manatee County. Some buildup on State Road 70 just west of the interstate, heading westbound. Farther south now into Sarasota County, not much to speak of. Oh, there's some spots there. 41 southbound around Bay Vista. Also, South County map, a slowdown northbound, just north of Osprey at 6:32 on your Wednesday morning.
Violent attacks and bullying are all too often a part of going back to school.
Some Suncoast students are learning techniques to defend themselves before they're in the wrong case scenario. Let's go live now to Jess Dowdrick on Fruitville Road at Clark's Self-Defense. Jess?
Good morning, Jacqueline and Ray. Already this morning, I've shown you 3 different self-defense techniques that kids are learning. I have one more for you here this morning. Now, believe it or not, kids are learning the same techniques that adults are. That way, if something happens when they're walking to school, when they're on the playground, or wherever they may be, they're ready to defend themselves. Take a look at this. This is the worst case scenario. A weapon is involved. In this incident, an attacker approaches the victim with a knife. The victim tries to convince the attacker to put the weapon down, but he won't. So she grabs the attacker's wrist with her hands, holding the grip tight. She gets behind her attacker and pins the knife to his body. Once it's pinned, the victim puts the man into what's called an armbar, knocking the knife out of his hand before fleeing.
And you have to remember, in a fighting situation, there's no pretty techniques. Everything that looks flashy and, oh, he pulled it off and didn't get cut is false. You're going to be in a struggle. You might get surprised. You'll get hit. You need to stay engaged and work inside the fight.
Now, unfortunately, we couldn't get some students to show you those techniques because, as you know, they're all back in school. But again, they're learning the same things that adults are. Now, Clark says if there is a weapon involved, if you are attacked, that always give them whatever they want, if it's money or material things. Now, it's different if they want you to come with them. He says to never do that, that you're less likely to survive if you're taken to a secondary location. Reporting live in Sarasota, Jess Dowdrick, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you so much, Jess.
In other school news, many Suncoast teachers are paying out of pocket to have their classrooms ready for the new school year.
While they do receive some money from school districts, they often find themselves shelling out big bucks. We sat down with some teachers here on the Suncoast to find out more about that struggle.
It takes money out of the teacher's pocket, and they do it because they love the children.
Imagine having to pay hundreds of dollars of your own money just to get your job done. Gabrielle O'Berry, school counselor at Garden Elementary in Venice, says that's what many teachers do to provide classroom essentials for their students.
If you talk to any teacher, you're going to Here I spend an extra $500 up to usually $1,000 per school year to really build their classroom and find those essential learning tools that enhance their teaching.
According to a 2013-14 study by the National School Supply and Equipment Association, 92% of teachers nationwide spend their own money on school supplies, adding up to $1.6 billion out of pocket. While there is some help from the Sarasota County School District, parent organizations, and the community, O'Barry and teachers alike say paying out of pocket is a selfless act.
Without all of these sources, you know, it would be difficult to really fully be able to provide all of the things that children need today in our 21st century classrooms.
One Garden Elementary teacher says on top of the basic office and classroom supplies, they also have to keep students excited about learning.
Subscriptions to educational websites to help motivate the students in the classroom. I've purchased additional classroom incentives. So when they're working really hard in the classroom and they're doing well behaviorally, there's just that extra incentive to help them work towards.
And for parents, they see the struggles their kids' teachers are facing.
I feel really bad that it's gotten to the point where teachers are spending their own money, because we all know teachers are not getting paid enough. However, we can all do our part to help. And so we always buy that extra box of pencils, that extra composition book.
Despite the financial obstacles ahead, neither teacher is complaining, saying they love what they do.
Whatever they can do to make sure those children get the education that they deserve.
We really want the best for our children. We love them. We want to see them actively engaged in learning, having fun, and just looking forward to coming to school.
All right, 6:36 this morning, and new details as President Donald Trump's remarks now are getting mixed reaction from local leaders in both parties.
The president said both sides are to blame for the clashes last weekend between white nationalists and counter-protesters in Charlottesville. The president said one group was marching quietly until the other group got involved. In the end, one person was killed after a car drove into a crowd. The president also criticized the movement to remove Confederate statues, wondering if next week they'll pull down George Washington or Thomas Jefferson. We have local reaction now from both sides.
Disbelief. You know, there is no moral equivalency between a side that stands for racism and hate and a side that opposes it. Those are not morally equivalent.
It's unfortunate that the episode this past weekend erupted into violence, and I do think both sides, even the local police chief said that both sides kind of spurred on that violence.
For more reaction on the president's remarks, you can go to our website, mysuncoast.com. Hate groups are growing across the country, and some can be found right here on the Suncoast. The Southern Poverty Law Center says that includes an anti-Muslim group in Venice, a white nationalist group in Lakewood Ranch, and the KKK to the east in Wauchula. They say Florida ranks second in the country with more than 60 active hate groups. California leads the country with 79, but it also has the highest population.
New information this morning for dogs waiting for their forever homes on the Suncoast. They will now be getting a nicer, bigger, and cooler waiting room. Adoptable dogs at the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office Animal Services can now enjoy some dips in their dog bone-shaped pool. The pool is just one of many renovations recently completed at the facility on Bee Ridge Road. The dogs' yard areas have also been revamped by adding new turf grass, fencing, canopies, lighting, and fans. There are also new watering stations where the dogs can get water and be easily hosed off. The renovations cost just over $275,000. The Sheriff's Office hopes the new pen areas will lead to more adoptions.
As far as the amount of dogs we have available, we're probably in the 25 range right now. We have room for about 30 to 33 dogs. But basically, you know, we hope to see an increase, which we already have. So with the new renovations, we would hope that would even increase.
Well, if you're thinking of adding a dog to your family, right now Animal Services is offering a deal, just $20 to adopt a dog or a cat.
Work is now underway on a $2 million pedestrian bridge over Laurel Road in southern Sarasota County. The bridge is part of the Legacy Trail, which goes from Clark and McIntosh all the way south into Venice. Users of the trail were concerned about heavy traffic on Laurel Road. Work was supposed to start last year, but it was delayed after it was found there were several important water pipes under the work area. But those problems have since been solved. Work has begun and it should be complete in about 12 months.
Well, the first Florida team to win a national water skiing title back here on the Suncoast from their championship in Illinois. The Sarasota Ski-A-Rees team won the Division I championship with their Star Wars The Ski-Quels show. The team beat 15 other clubs, mostly from the upper Midwest. Now we talked with two of the performers about their big win.
Quite an exhilarating feeling because we went up there and were in no way expected to win it all. So to go up there after a 20-year hiatus and to come away national champions was quite the experience.
It was something really surreal. When I first joined the club, it was probably 2009, and we were just a local rinky-dink club that had the audacity to put an inboard in salt water. 8 years later, we went from that to being the #1 team in the country, breaking world records, shattering team points. It was really quite an amazing feeling.
Well, you can catch their public performances for 5 weeks starting September 24th at 2 p.m. behind Moat Marine Lab in Sarasota. One of my favorite things about this is the name of their, what they won, the Ski-Quel.
The Ski-Quel, Star Wars The Ski-Quel was their actual plot. But
that's funny.
Talk about some great athletes, you know it?
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, have you water skied?
Oh, no.
No, never?
I've not tried. I've heard you can break a leg, break all sorts of things.
You can break a leg walking to the coffee pot, too.
I talked to a lady yesterday from the Ski-A-Rees who was in-house for an interview on the noon show, and she said just recently, sadly, one of their members died, 93 years old and still skiing barefoot.
Oh my gosh.
When he passed. Yeah, it's
Oh,
pretty
wow.
amazing. So, all age groups, I guess, are active out there.
I guess when he began, they didn't have water skis.
That's right. That's right.
I'll definitely have to check them out when they start those shows here shortly.
Next month, yep.
All right, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, the latest in your first alerts, traffic, and Elvis fans from across the globe paying tribute to the King in Memphis.
We'll have details on the 40th anniversary vigil after this.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wanna Be Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabein.com.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job. I am Goodwill, yeah.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251, 800-628-1251.
No theater lover's bucket list is complete without the classic black comedy Arsenic and Old Lace, two adorable old ladies who just happen to poison their tenants and bury them in their basement. Fun and farcical, this hilarious play is heating up the summer at the Player Center from August 9th through the 20th. Call 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. You'll die laughing when you see arsenic and old lace.
Now your ABC7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So a few people have asked me on my Facebook page, John Scalzi ABC7, about the solar glasses that you use to view the eclipse. If you go to that page, that Facebook page, there are some listed, approved by NASA brands of solar glasses that you can get. John Scalzi ABC7. Plus, I'll be posting today the NASA recommendations for taking pictures with your cell phone of the eclipse. You know, there's still some controversy about whether that will damage the camera or not. 80 degrees, our current air temperature, dew point value coming in at 75. A lot of sunshine to start your morning off. We have little in the way of any kind of rain chance to start the day, but a few scattered showers down to the south of us. Those are not going to bother us. They're tending to be pushed further from the coast by a surface wind still out of the east-southeast, but that wind will switch around to the west early on today and help to provide an early onset sea breeze. Now, we also have some more dry air indicated here by these tan colors working into the picture. So that will reduce our rainfall chances as we head into the afternoon. We have a big ridge of high pressure, and we also have Gert, soon to become a pretty strong hurricane, a Category 2 hurricane with 100-mile-an-hour winds, but far enough away from the coastline that its main threat to the United States is just going to be some angry currents along the beaches. And of course, if people pay attention to lifeguard flags, there shouldn't be any issues, and hopefully there won't be any problems on those beaches with, rescues being required. High pressure, the dominant weather feature for us, continues to provide fine weather, but dry weather. We need a little rainfall. We're down for the month, and hopefully we'll see a little bit as we head into the weekend. But for today, most of the showers will fall in inland areas. Dry with only isolated showers, lots of sunshine, and active tropics. Again, we have 3 areas of disturbed weather, each one with reasonable chances of development. The first in line will probably sink southward and move on a track that takes it below the state of Florida. I'm really not too concerned about that one at the present time. The second one, however, has forecast model tracks that take it a little further to the north. Here's Florida, of course, and so that's one we'll have to watch. It's still a long way away, and there's plenty of spread in the computer models 5 days out, so knowing where that storm will be and what it will look like 5 days down the road, it's pretty tough to do. So can't recommend enough to keep an eye on that and keep updated on the forecast right straight through the weekend. Our first alert weather forecast calls for a chance of rain showers being below average for the next several days and then increasing as we head into next work week. Back to you.
All right, thank you, John. Taking a look at your first alert traffic this morning, some slowdowns throughout Manatee County towards downtown Bradenton. Other than that, 301 State Road 70 looking pretty good if you're heading out the door this morning for your morning commute. In Sarasota County, your biggest slowdowns really on Bee Ridge Road heading towards I-75. 41 southbound looking clear. Into South County, pretty quiet throughout that area. Just your normal morning slowdown, 6:48 on your Wednesday morning.
In this morning's Health Smart, a safety alert on a popular new toy. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission has now issued safety guidelines for the fidget spinner. There have been a number of choking incidents and 2 cases of spinners catching fire. The commission recommends you keep them from small children, as the plastic and the metal spinners can break and release small pieces. They also say be careful when charging the battery-operated fidget spinners as well. Entertainment news now. Elvis Presley fans are lined up in Memphis to pay tribute to the King. Tuesday marked the 40th anniversary of the singer's death, and thousands gathered to pay their respects. They walked along the graves of Presley and his relatives at the Meditation Garden in Graceland. The performer's former wife and daughter thanked the crowd for showing support. There was also some controversy over attendees having to pay for a fee to attend the ceremony. And after some uncertainty, actor Daniel Craig is officially returning as James Bond. Just a few hours before the confirmation, Craig said on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert that he was willing to return but needed a break. There was some doubt, especially after an interview where he stated he would rather slit his wrists than reprise the iconic role. The new Bond film, set for release in 2 years.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, we'll update your top headlines, and a university is reunited with a rare piece of art they never thought they'd see again. I'll tell you just how long this painting has been gone and how much it's worth when we come back.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Detoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetzy. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
It's no small wonder anybody loves it all.
I just love art that moves me.
No small,
I mean, really moves me.
Sunset Fiat of Sarasota presents No Small Wonder. High performance style. Let the art of Fiat move you.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining. The ABC7 First Alert Hurricane Guide. Download yours today.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
There's a pretty shot. No filter there. That's actual
Wow.
pictures from outside our studio.
Gorgeous shot this morning.
6:53 as you awaken on this Wednesday. Glad you're with us.
Let's take a look at some of the top stories on the Suncoast today.
With the eclipse set for Monday, local schools are making sure kids aren't outside during the 3-hour event. They're concerned about students hurting their eyes without protective eyewear.
Plus, funeral services are set for Saturday for the longtime head of the Chamber of Commerce in Venice. John Ryan died suddenly of a heart attack last weekend.
And in the first 6 months of the year, Florida has had 61 million tourists. That's 4% more than last year. Experts noticed a slight drop, though, in the number of foreign tourists.
Taking a look at traffic this morning in Manatee County, just your normal slowdowns. I-75 looking good as we head into Sarasota County, looking pretty quiet throughout that area. Again, Bee Ridge and Clark Road, seeing some more cars on the roadway. 41 heading southbound, looking good as well as we head into Venice. Looks like the morning commute throughout that area, not too bad at 6:54 this morning, John.
Your first alert weather forecast calls for a less than average rain chance today. Over the next several days, in fact, should be kind of dry for this time of year. But as we head into the weekend, we'll start to see our rain chances go up just a little bit. And for the eclipse on Monday, 2:51 starts the maximum 80% eclipse that you'll see here on the Suncoast. We'll probably have a mix of sun and clouds, and more clouds around on Monday than we are likely to see today as we return to those more typical afternoon showers and thunderstorms.
All right, thank you, John. Finally now, an iconic stolen painting worth as much as $160 million is back home. Yeah, get this. Back in 1985, William de Kooning's Woman Ochre disappeared from the University of Arizona Museum of Art. Police believe a couple like that one walked in and cut the iconic painting from its frame. It remained missing for 31 years. Earlier this month, a man called the museum saying you think he found the painting at an estate sale.
Oh my gosh.
Museum officials confirmed its authenticity and brought the piece back to the university, where it will now find its home again after some restoration. I wonder if that guy that called in will get a finder's fee.
Huh.
Give him 10%.
At an estate sale.
You never know what you find sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
How lucky that it was well maintained and
Right.
kept safe.
Yes.
Even if it does require some restoration, at least it's
Right.
not permanently damaged.
Yes.
We leave you now with a beautiful shot from the Sunshine Skyway Bridge.
Looks gorgeous this morning. Stick around. Good Morning America is coming up next.